deals with the total Indian customs, culture. A statement famous for the epic is Yatra Bharte, Tatra Bharte, Yatra Bharte Naste, the things which are in Bharat, I am Mahabharata, are present in Bharat. The things which are not present in Mahabharata are not present in Bharat also. What are the things? The things means the diversified customs, rituals, eating, food items, behavior. Without reading Mahabharata, one remains unfamiliar with the diversified Indian culture. Normally, we love to sing. In this era and that era, it's useless and worthless because we are not studying Mahabharata. The peculiar thing which developed in the medieval time that many people supported the idea that one should not keep Mahabharata in his home. Because if you keep, there will be a fighting and a war in your family. Like this, they wanted to control the creativity, or you can say control the intellectual power of an individual. In Mahabharata, there are several stories, they are written in different styles, but the main theme deals with the rulers, Pandavas and Kauravas. Shivansha. As we all know, Pandavas, the five brothers, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakul, Sahdev. The opponent there were 101 brothers of Kauravas. Duryodhana's father, Dhritarashtra was blind man from birth. His mother, Gandhari, wore napkin on her eyes. Bandaged and she also declared that I also would see. The urge of gaining power became the base of scripture. Is it only with sorry, does the epic deals only with the wars, the wars as claimed by many scholars? No. It may be that portions were added or something happened. So what? Its writer is Maharshi Vedavyas. On this ground also there is a confusion. It may be. Don't run after confusions and contradictions. There are many good things in the Mahabharata teaches the way of improving our relation with ourselves and with others, the nature, the Almighty. As regarding the topic of the book, it can be said that after being defeated in the dice game, Pandavas were exiled to 12 years forest life. In the 1 year, which they have to remain hidden. If the identity is disclosed, again they have to stay for 2 years. So they go to a forest, stay calming one. After a few days, Krishna comes as a leader of a team which constituted different branches of Yadava dynasty and other rulers, which came with support of Pandavas. And there Lord Krishna clearly opposes the dice game, wine, gambling, and things. He says these things are bad. It should not be done. Now you may ask, in 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the same Krishna says, Dyutyam Chule Kamas. I am the dice king, and here he is opposing. See, one has to refer to the context. There he was showing his power. Here he is here he is explaining the behavior. In the 10th chapter, he is also mentioning that lion and crocodile and death are also my incarnation. So I am also in that form also. Nobody will love them. So please don't love the deity in the name that is the form of Krishna. But death is also Krishna, lion is also Krishna. There will be problem. So like this, the Pandavas started living in the forest life started. It gave different kinds of experiences required for a ruler to be attained. The person who was supposed to become a ruler went into the forest. It happened in the life of the Sri Rama also. He went into the forest. See, it's a tradition of India. Don't think that it's an anti-Indian tradition, no. A ruler must be familiar with the total kingdom. In the capital, it is difficult to have a bridge between the people living in the forest or the villages. The king remains unaware of the forest life, the importance of kings, their role in the human life. A ruler should live entirely. Things are not this way. So slowly after moving from one forest to another forest, it happened when they were staying in a particular forest. A priest comes, he says that my golden chair takes of yagna stuck in a tree. A deer, a reindeer coming and just took away the stake was stuck to his horns. Now he is unable to use the woman. So please get me the stake. So all the 5 brothers run after the deer. This is the fact. They were thirsty. So they just stood under a banyan tree and they used to ask, please go up and see if there is any water body available nearby. Climbs and sees birds which are normally found near the leaves and the trees which are grown near the water body. So, yes, there is a water body. I can imagine. Okay, do take the quivers, drink yourself and take the water. It goes. Here's the voice. Please stop. This pond is my property. First answer my questions. Now you will die. It doesn't listen. Collapses on the ground as soon as he drinks the water. Like this, the Nakul, Sadeva, Arjuna, Bhima collapses on the ground. Yudhishthira is worried. He goes in the same direction, he sees that nothing situation was shocked. Because no one on the earth could easily defeat his brothers. And especially Bhima and Arjuna. As he walks towards the lake, he hears the same voice. He stops. He asks, who are you? Are you the Rakshasas or the demons or the Yakshas or the demigods? Who are you? And I'm the crane. A crane can't do all these things. He can't destroy the life of man. Please disclose your identity. And the Yaksha comes. What is Yaksha? Yaksha is the form of a demigod who are responsible to look after the assets of the nature. Their head is known as the Kubeira. See, in the society, they are normally taken as a negative forces, but it's not correct. Yaksha is the symbolically they teach us to look after the forces of the nature, like water bodies and different things. And we should not pollute them, we should preserve them for the future generations also. So, there are quite many things in that respect. The Yaksha says, you have to answer my questions. Then only you can drink the water and your brother might come and, okay, I'll try to answer. He never says, I will answer. I'll try to. Okay. Then one after another, around 120 questions are asked. which ranges from the topic like politics, religion, spiritualism, relations, behavior, and donation mentality, different things. Now, naturally, a ruler must be familiar with all the issues. He might not be an expert in all the fields, but he must have a clear idea about them. The Yukasha answers one after another. It's really a lovely conversation. If we don't take the labels or the names, then it is useful for the total human race. After all, we are all suffering from different types of crises in our life. It may be midlife crisis, it may be relation crisis, it may be inability to adjust with others, understanding others, pampering own ego. The conversation is very, very useful in that respect. Now, again, the question may come, is this the first book or is the first commentary? What about the previous one? Normally, if you see the old available commentaries on this issue, two comes in the picture. And if you read them, it's clear that one is a follower of Yoga school of philosophy, and other one is follower of Mimamsa school of philosophy, because he has answered the question according to that. Now, what's wrong in it? If you answer the question on the basis of yoga or any particular school, problem arises. Why? See, most of the questions are repeated. How? Like the word donation is being asked several times in different styles. And all the answers, you can say, looks different, but they can't reject others. It is the first requirement. Second, there is a question which asks who is the best friend in the home? The answer is wife. The second question was literally the same. After this, it is again asked, who is the friend given by the destiny? Who is our divine friend? The answer is same wife. For the wife, it is not friend. Now, just simply by saying wife, at the conversation level, it is okay, but you should know why wife. Why not anybody else? One must know. Why the word donation is used again and again? The second, you don't know why the lecture I have already answered previously. Why you asking me again? This is the speciality of this conversation. The role of rulers being asked. The importance of spiritual life is asked. There are some symbolic questions, some slightly 2 or 3 slightly difficult questions. It may look like, but they're not so much. So thought this came, let us try to discuss this question in the present scenario, if they can be used in controlling some psychological problems, mental problems, society. After all, it deals with the social science. It's not confined to any particular caste, race, religion, or religion. It's not a property of hinduism. It can't be labeled as. Nowhere in the conversation, ritualistic aspects is promoted. A farmer's friend is free. It's true everywhere. You can't reject it. You can't reject it. You see the other thing, like one question. What is more than the number of crowds? It's attention for that charity. It's more. You can't count. No one can count. The problem arises in this conversation is if you want to promote your own ideology, you are blocked. You won't be able to relate one answer with another. Like when there is a question which the answer is scriptural knowledge. What is the true knowledge? It's scriptural knowledge. So, to know the things as it is. When you take a flower as a flower, it's a scriptural knowledge as well as the knowledge. But when you start taking it something else, it becomes manipulated. Like if you start discussing this question on the basis of any particular school, you are destroyed. That's why you see, we love to take different definitions of the same word, and we don't try to match with others. The specialty of this conversation is an important question is who is the fool? He says, atheist. And who is the atheist? He is the fool. There is Sanskrit commentary, the oldest Sanskrit commentary available, says that Gnostic or atheist means who doesn't believe in another world. Obviously, be practical. When you have to live the day-to-day life on this planet only, why are you so much worried about other worlds? Use the resources, use everything of this planet for this life. After all, any currency won't be of any use if you go to Japan and vice versa. So how could you think that resources of this planet will be useful in Jupiter or Mars or in other locals? It's slightly, totally giving a hint that don't rely, don't get confused, don't get attracted towards those girls who are promoting the idea of other heavens and other lokas blindly. No. Even the hypocritic nature of the intellectual class is opposed in this conversation. And the person who claims himself to be a great scholar, a great intellect, a great devoted person, a great yogi, or a seeker, and in practical, his behavior is totally against. That person is rejected in this conversation. One should know all this thing. It's not the personal property of any writer. It was meant for the society. Specific condition, situation of our Indian education system that we don't care about our own values, ethic and ethical. They want to teach us. They want to improve us. Now, you may think that usually the Westerners, when they come to India for the first time or come into contact with our cultural systems, diversified values, they are a bit confused. What is the inner linkage? So these things, the scriptures, this type of conversations are the inner linkage. You will be surprised to know that there are few scholars in the Western world as well as in India, promoted by the government itself, in the name of a project which says that Indian history should be written by the Indians. One of the so-called scholars says that there is no text in the text of Mahabharata. And Mahabharata is only used as thing. It deals only with rebellion powers, nothing. It gives nothing to the society. Just see the child. Just see the child. And the very second interesting Manapara. Without understanding Manaparva, how can we understand Bhagavad Gita? This conversation deals you or directs you towards Bhagavad Gita also. Because there are many words in Bhagavad Gita which require a definition. And those words are defined according to the desire of different scholars, promoted by different cultures. Here lies the difference, because Gita is the part and parcel of Mahabharata. And any confusion should be dealt through that technique. And this conversation deals with most of the words which might help in increasing confusion level. Because we love confusion. In one or another way, we love contradictions, we love divisions. So one must know what really we want. See this, if you read this conversation, it's just a small, say, synopsis, a small preface of total social science. And one point must be clear in the mind that the person who was giving an answer was not a common man, was not a Tom and Jerry. He was Dharmaraj Yudhishthira. The person who was asking also, he was not a Tom and Jerry. It means that conversation has got some value. And that value has to be determined by us. Directly or indirectly, this conversation supports the idea of self-realization, self-improvement. We don't want to do that. We want to improve others. We love to throw stone on others' ideology. See, none of the theories are fixed and permanent. All the theories are fragile. Most of them are based on several assumptions. So when you are asking the proofs from others, others will be asking from you also. So why are you indulging different kinds of fighting? First you should try to improve yourself. Your inner space. Try to heal that. Don't give too much importance to the external behavior. That might be misleading many times. You are the best judge of yourself. So this conversation opens our eyes in every aspect. From the behavior aspect, from the spiritual aspect. This is of utmost importance. Just try to grasp the essence, and other things they will take rappers. Don't run after that. Throw the rappers. Take it. That's required. By the Ykasha Prashna.